how to get your music onto a Spotify playlist. Spotify playlists can single-handedly change an artist's career overnight and bring in big revenue. But there always seems to be this weird enigma or riddle around Spotify's curated playlists and the editors that program them. As artists and musicians, we can ask a lot of questions about the algorithms and the data behind the program editor's decision-making process. And since these editors are the ones making decisions, it's almost as they're the watchmen or gatekeepers. This topic is one that so many artists want to know the secret to. There is a great article from Forbes interviewing Jeremy Ehrlich, Spotify's co-head of music strategy. They asked him what advice he would give to an aspiring artist trying to improve their chances at playlisting. Jeremy stated, "An artist should have great work. The music always comes first, but also the right visual identity, plus touring. Get in front of fans to show that it works in real life too. That's so important. You can be the most talented person in the world, but you need to connect with your audience." I will link this interview in the description because I think it's worth the read. The point I wanted to drive home is that even Jeremy said it still comes down to the presentation, production, and the hard work of building a fan base. But how does an artist get onto a Spotify playlist? Let's start with the first option. Pitch it directly to Spotify Curators. The playlist pitch feature or the playlist submit tool available through Spotify for Artists dashboard. These are the playlists run specifically by Spotify Curators. This is very important to understand. Don't get scammed with companies saying you can pay them to pitch your songs to Spotify. This is something free for you to do on your own. Just make sure you have access to your artist info page. The editor's decisions for Spotify run playlists are based purely on the quality of the song and its fit in the playlist. You also have to understand that in order to do this, you need to submit your single for distribution, basically sending it to Spotify at least 2 weeks prior to before your release date. Then you can submit your single for playlist consideration at least 7 days prior to your release date. I'll be doing a more extensive video on this in the near future, but for now you get the picture. The second option is to pitch it directly to independent curators. This one can take a bit more time, but it is well worth it. Independent curators aren't with Spotify directly. There are thousands of popular independent Spotify playlists that are curated by blogs, media outlets, industry people, social media influencers, or even just an average Spotify user. When you're ready to pitch your music to independently curated playlists, you'll want to spend some time going through Spotify to find playlists that would best fit your sound. Take notes of who owns the playlist and start to Google. With some searching, you can usually find the contact details you need to start submitting to the playlists you've chosen. Usually it will be an email address or a submission form through a website. I recommend keeping a spreadsheet so you have these details. And when submitting, remember, these people get a huge amount of submissions all the time. Be sure to keep your email or message polite, short, informative. Direct links to your music on Spotify. Make it as simple as possible for them to find you and how to listen to your music. And the third option is to pitch it through websites and services such as SubmitHub, Hype Machine, SoundCloud, Groover, and Playlist Push. Most Spotify curators say it's all about the song. If you have a good song, we'll find it. These platforms are where a lot of Spotify curators are watching and looking for those great songs. Some of these services you do have to pay for, and they can range in price as well. Are these guaranteed to get you on a Spotify playlist? No, absolutely not. Just because you pay doesn't mean you get added. The only guarantee you have from SubmitHub, Hyper Machine, and Groover, which are all submission-based, is that someone will listen to them, give you feedback, and if they find your song good, they'll add it to their blog, playlist, or social media profile. Is it worth trying? That's for you to decide. I will be doing another video on these to give you more extensive details on how to use them the best. I think it's extremely important to take a few things from this. First, don't worry about rejection. It's going to happen. Just keep pushing forward and trying to get better with your music. Second, make sure you do as much research as you can. Make sure you are targeting specifically the right playlist for your music. Find the genres and be specific. If you are spending some money, you really want to make sure it's being utilized in the right way and directed at the right playlists, blogs, and curators. And lastly, this is a very brief explanation. I tried to do my best with consolidating as much information as possible to give you a basic understanding of where to go and how to get started. This is by no means easy and the competition is fierce, but push through and keep growing with your music. I hope you took something useful out of this. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe if you did. Always remember, don't do music for the money, do it because you love it. Stay safe. Music Man out.